Hi Virgo, welcome to your May 2019 Astro Update. My name is Raina, and this is going to be a month that is very expansive for you, Virgo, because there's a lot of energy in the ninth house. Taurus, your sister Earth sign, is the ruler of that ninth house, and in the universal chart, Sagittarius is the ruler, and its ruler, Jupiter, of the ninth house. So we look at Sagittarian-esque types of things, and that is kind of what you are contending with. So the ninth house is the house of academia, so college level learning. We call that higher order learning, or definitely a higher level of learning. There's another term. I can't think. And, I just woke up a couple hours ago. My brain still needs a little workout. But yeah, so anything university related, but also the abstract knowledge, the knowledge that isn't necessarily what you put to practical use in life. So that's why this is the philosophical house, the God house. And this can connect with issues surrounding religion and your spiritual beliefs. But there is an active intellectual part to this, because let's face it, there are other spiritual houses. Just like there is more than one money house, there's more than one spiritual house, I'll just call it that. The eighth house is more of like kind of the secrets of the universe, the esoteric arts, astrology, the tarot, and things like that. The house that Scorpio rules. And the 12th house, another water house like the 8th house, is the house of Pisces. And that is the house of the spiritual world or worlds, and your meditation and solitude, so contemplation. Contemplation and meditation are fairly similar, I guess, but it's the place where one goes to be alone with one's thoughts and also to merge with the cosmos. So there's a very, Neptune is a ruler of that house. It's very without any kind of boundaries. It's very much about merging. So these houses have their own characteristics that separate it from the ninth house. The ninth house, to me, and I don't know if this is maybe as succinct as it should be, but I think that it is more of the traditional organized religions, their particular dogmas that they espouse, and also kind of like that mainstream variety of religiosity, if you will. And because the law is also associated with the ninth house. And to me, the law has its own, there are different laws depending on what jurisdiction, and there are all kinds of systems of belief in our life. And that's what the ninth house represents. So whatever that means to you. Now, that means you could be studying something that has, like studying yogic philosophy, for instance. It could be fairly profound. It doesn't have to be something that is very dry. It could move you spiritually. And so this is a real influence in May for you, Virgo. So the sun is there as the month begins. This can also be about long-distance travel. You may have solid plans, and this may be a long time in the making, and it will be realized in 2019, sooner rather than later, actually, because these are relatively short transits lasting a few weeks. So that if you had been wanting to travel abroad, this may be your month, or going into June in some cases. So there is a transit also as the month begins where Mars is in your 10th house of career. So this may be a very ambitious time for you, and that may play into something associated with that 9th house. So either that you're going after jobs at a university, which a Virgo person could surely do. You have that ruler of Mercury, so you do tend to be intellectuals in your own right, although I would say grounded intellectuals. Or it could have something to do with a job that's overseas and maybe combined, maybe a traveling professor, maybe teaching English as a second language or a foreign language as a second language. On the 4th, we have that new moon in Taurus at 14 degrees of Taurus, 9th house. Again, friendly angle to you because you're both earth signs. So this is really great for manifesting 9th house affairs, new beginnings, maybe a new college course. Maybe you're going back to school and you are a quote-unquote mature student. I always liked that when I went back to university when I was in my 30s, and they called me a mature student. I'm like, well, yeah, maybe on paper. It would have to depend on my mental and emotional state, I guess, too. Because I'm a kid at heart. What can I say? A couple of days later, your ruler, Mercury, goes into Taurus, that 9th house. So Mercury has been in the 8th house until the 6th of the month. Mercury, your ruler, in the 8th house is about exploring those occult types of topics. By the way, occult means hidden. I know it has such a ominous ring to it, but it's really just about esoteric hidden knowledge. So now in the 9th house, it could even be like getting your passport ready. Mercury can be about your documents and all of that stuff, the paperwork that you need to get to be able to travel. And also just about communication with this. Same with if you're going to college and you need to get the loans. Mercury in the 8th house could be getting some kind of student loans or things of that nature. And on the 15th, you could even be like communicating with people from foreign countries. On the 15th, Venus goes into Taurus in that 9th house. Ooh, that's great because Venus can even bring money. So in this area of academia, as well as something to do with your studies, maybe that's when the loan comes through for your, for your school, so that it enables you to be able to go. It is May, so it probably won't be until the summer at the earliest, or next fall, obviously talking about Northern Hemisphere seasons here. But anyway, Venus in the 9th house can mean some kind of romance abroad. So if you are there already in a different country, you may meet who knows, maybe it's even your soulmate, but somebody. But it could be, too, that this is somebody that you met earlier, maybe online, and you're meeting them in person and they live in a different country. Venus in the 9th house is great for just any kind of harmonious situation that involves these kinds of issues where this could even be like something to do with publishing a book where you start to receive like a profit from that book. The 9th house is also the house of publishing. On the same day, on the 15th, Mars goes into Cancer, your 11th house of hopes and wishes. So you're really like motivated to make some dream come true for yourself, Virgo. This is also the house of friendships and groups, which may be more activated at this time, but it could even be more conflict with friends. Mars can bring arguments into a situation, And you may find that you are having some kind of conflict with somebody that is in your circle of friends or a group that you belong to. You might start questioning the motives of the group. Like, let's say it's a political organization and you don't like the direction they're going in. And, I'm speaking about in America because we are having a presidential election, can't believe it, coming up next year. So everything is starting to really formulate or, get into formation. And Virgo is a sign that likes to volunteer and help. You're such a great helper. So you may have volunteered for a certain group and you're questioning their change in direction and kind of arguing with them, having conflict. And you may, who knows, maybe you will leave that group because you don't fit in with them anymore. On the 18th, we have a full moon at 27 degrees of Scorpio. That's another friendly angle to you because it's a sextile. So at the beginning of the month, there is the Taurus energy that comes into play that is friendly, that is trining your sun or ascendant. And then towards the end of the month, we have these other nice situations that are sextiles, like Mars into Cancer, the full moon in Scorpio, in your third house of communication. So this could be something, maybe you find out something about one of your siblings, or an aunt or uncle. This might even, I wouldn't be surprised if this could be the beginning of a move that takes place. Maybe you're kind of, if you are traveling long distance, you might even be moving to a foreign country or at least across country, somewhere far away from where you live right now. And it's like you're closing a chapter in your life. There's closure wherever your local area is. And especially if this is some place where you've lived for many years and you really feel a strong sense of identity with it. But especially next month when the full moon is in Sagittarius, and this is where, in June, in late June, that will really hit home because you may even be selling a house. But the fourth house is a house of home and family, so there would be closure in that area. But in addition to that, Jupiter is in your fourth house. So this bodes very well for somebody being able to acquire a bigger house. So that may be what's going on here as well. Maybe you just want more land to live on. So you're kind of closing out a chapter in your life, perhaps. And let me think of any other third house. Maybe you're finishing some kind of course of studies or training that the third house represents. On the 21st, both the Sun and Mercury go into Gemini, so they're both in that 10th house. And it's very high-powered for you, Virgo, you've just had Mars there, now you have the Sun and Mercury. So there's going to be a lot of communicating with higher ups and even that sense of pride, which the Sun may represent, that you have accomplished something. So it's possible that this is a career ascension, that you are moving up career-wise in some way. So in any case, that's great too. So I hope that you enjoyed this, Virgo. If you would like a more extensive look that is also precise to your particular natal chart, please check me out online, rainandmoonastrology.com. And the link is below. Have a great month. Bye.